Okay guys, so in this video we are going to be reviewing the books that I read in May. So let's just go ahead and get started with the first one that I read in May, which was The Book Witch by Meg Schaefer. I absolutely love this one. I believe I gave it like a 4.5. If I could have given it a 4.5 on Goodreads, I would have, but I went ahead and gave it 5 stars. This was super cute. I loved the way that it hopped between like different books, such as Alice in Wonderland. I believe it also went through like The Wizard of Oz, things like that, and then the twist at the end was also it was cute, but it was also really good. I would recommend this to anybody that likes magical realism type fantasies. It was super cute. And the cover's adorable too. Like, really cute, and her little cat on the cover there is amazing. I really loved this book, and the fact that, spoiler-ish things ahead, her cat can travel with her through these books is amazing. Loved that one. Would recommend The Book Witch to a good majority of people, I'd say. And then, excuse me, whew, need a drink. Goodness gracious. And then the second book that I read is The Awakening, which is the first book in the Zodiac Academy series. And again, I also gave this one 5 stars on Goodreads too. So I absolutely love this. If you haven't started this series, I would highly recommend it. I was a bit intimidated to start it too, but I absolutely loved it, and I flew through this book in less than like 4 days with a very hectic work schedule. So it is really good, and I definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend it to anybody. I am excited to start the second book in June, so I'm hoping to have this whole series finished by the end of this year. I know I'm wishing myself luck too, because there's a lot, but I think it's definitely going to be worth it because this book was amazing. I would definitely recommend it if you like dark kind of fantasy stuff. And you know, if dark fantasy stuff is not really your thing, here's a cute rom-com or series that I would recommend. This is the first book in the Lawson series. It's Loathe at First Sight by Stephanie Renee, and this one is about oh god, what was her name? Jack and oh god, what was her name? Jack and Liz. And he's a mechanic, and she is a, I don't know, defunct Hollywood realtor that has to move back to her small town and ends up meeting him. And it's a kind of enemies to lovers type rom-com, and it was super cute. So if you're not into like the dark fantasy and stuff, this is a series I would definitely recommend. I think I gave it like 4 stars on Goodreads, so definitely would recommend. If you're not like into the fantasy or the dark romance, this is a good one. Gave it 4 stars. Loved it. It was super cute. And then the last book that I actually finished this month is Rejected by Jamin Eve. It's a part of the Shadow Beast Shifter series, and I think there's like 5 or 6 books in this series, but this one was really good. Definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend, because, you know, the fact that this is only told from her POV is awesome. But I did also love him too. Just saying, he was amazing. If you like dark, like shadow daddy, other realm type stuff, and there's actually a lot of book references in this book too, and different like libraries and things like that that actually kind of play into the story as well. So I would recommend this. Highly recommend it. Gave it 4 stars on Goodreads, and I can't wait to get to the second one. I actually ordered it, and it should be in soon. And then we have the only book that I DNF'd this month, and I already gave it away. It is No Good Deed by Catherine Kovacic, I think is how you say her last name. It was the book that I got in my first Once Upon a Book Club box, and I think I gave it 2 stars. It was just putting me to sleep. It's supposed to be about this older woman who stumbles across this burning car, and I've never read, and she's like an ex-retired geologist and all this stuff, but dude, I've never read so much boring information about rocks and geology and all that kind of stuff. And like, that is definitely interesting, but when it's literally almost the entire book, it gets pretty boring and repetitive, and I think I stopped it at like a little over 100 pages. So yeah, would not recommend this unless you like geology and stuff like that. Then this might be up your alley, but if not, 10 out of 10 don't recommend. And then we have, let's see here, the last book that I started this month was an audiobook, and I still have not finished it, or last month I should say, which is the last book in the Dance with My Demons series. This is Exile by Steph Maka, and I've listened to all the other books on audiobook. I think I'm about 72% into this one on Audible, and I'm absolutely loving it, but for some reason the physical books took priority over this, and so I only made it to about 72% so far. But I am really enjoying it, and it's probably going to be at least a solid 3.5, 4 stars. So if you haven't listened to this series or read the books, I would highly recommend doing it on Audible. The voices for all the different characters are amazing. Definitely recommend this series if you have not checked it out. And yeah, guys, anyways, so those are all the books that I was able to get to in the month of May. And this is the first book that I'm reading in June here. This is Strange Pictures by Yuketsu. I am about 83 pages in, and I'm absolutely loving it so far, so hopefully I might finish it tonight. But really enjoying this one so far. And this is the first book that I'm reading in June, so really, really enjoying it. 10 out of 10 so far. Would definitely recommend this if you love different horror books. This one's really good, as far as I can tell. I'm only like almost 100 pages in, but still. Yeah, this is great. And it was a much needed break after a whole bunch of like fantasy and dark romance from last month. So really enjoying this book. And anyways, guys, my next video is going to be me building the Slinky Dog house, and I may do it kind of, or not house, the Slinky Dog bookends, and I may do it kind of like montage style to make it a bit shorter, because this thing's probably going to take a few hours to build. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, go ahead and check out the next video that I post, and I hope that y'all have a good day.